Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Warriors are unable to reverse the bad moment in the NBA, and the solution remains to change the squad and bring in new players. Trade rumor: Warriors will make a proposal to sign Zach LaVine. Safe to say that the Golden State Warriors, far from returning to their status as a legitimate championship contender just 2 years after having won their 4th title in 8 years, are in a free fall. And with star Stephen Curry still producing at a star level despite careening toward his 36th birthday, the Warriors' dynasty is heading toward an inauspicious end. It's desperation time. Bleacher Report has a desperate suggestion: a Warriors trade for the Bulls' Zach LaVine. LaVine, of course, is a star in his own right, at 28 years old and with 2 All-Star appearances behind him. He is a score-first wing who can shoot, though his numbers have been dinged by an injury and by the Bulls trying to rely on him less this season. LaVine is averaging 20.0 points, his fewest since his injury-marred first season in Chicago, in 2017-18. But that's not what makes LaVine a desperation move on the Warriors' part. That is his contract. LaVine is in the second year of a 5-year, $215 million contract he signed in 2022, a deal that the Bulls appeared to have regretted almost from the beginning. Having to pay $40 million for this season and $138 million yet to go on the deal, any team that trades for LaVine is taking a huge financial risk. The Warriors could be uniquely positioned to take a financial risk, though, because if they want to have any chance of rescuing the final years of Curry's NBA brilliance, they will need to make a major move. LaVine might not be a perfect fit, but if the Warriors could get rid of Andrew Wiggins, Klay Thompson, or Chris Paul to bring him in, he might well represent an upgrade. Bleacher Report pointed out that LaVine would be a quality number 2 scorer next to Curry and could help him as a playmaker in the backcourt. The Bulls are interested in wriggling out of LaVine's salary and, in that context, might not require a huge return for LaVine. Here's how B/R's Zach Buckley put it. Is any team more desperate than the Golden State Warriors right now? They're down to 12th in the West, 23rd in defensive efficiency and 14th in offensive rating, the last of which feels impossibly low given the presence of Stephen Curry. Injuries and suspensions have ravaged this roster, but cracks formed in the foundation even before the absences piled up. If the Dubs dynasty isn't simply over, then it at least needs an external lift to get back on its feet. Golden State has to hit the bargain bin, and while Zach LaVine's contract, which has seemingly scared off his most mentioned suitor, the Los Angeles Lakers, is enormous, his trade cost shouldn't be. Not with his salary, injury history, and lack of winning. Ways for Warriors trade to happen. There are a couple of ways that the Warriors could get to a LaVine deal with minimal pain on the outgoing end. The easiest would be a straight swap of Thompson for LaVine, but given the Curry-Thompson relationship, that is probably not preferred. The Warriors could build a package around Wiggins, which could work if the Bulls are serious about staying competitive. But the Warriors would either need to involve a third team or risk giving up too much to make the money work. A Wiggins, Moses Moody and Gary Payton 2 package is too much for LaVine. The best path to a deal is Chris Paul, who can keep the Bulls afloat at point guard while Lonzo Ball continues his comeback attempt and whose contract is not fully guaranteed for next year. A deal of Paul and Payton for LaVine works, but the question then becomes, would the Bulls insist on draft capital or a young player? A well-protected first-rounder could do the trick, unless the Warriors were willing to move Moody. It's a risk, no doubt. But LaVine is talented. If the Warriors are desperate enough to take his money, they will at least give their flagging hopes a jolt.